Test, test.
Test, test.
All right, everybody, welcome to Cookson, Oklahoma. I'm Steve Owens, your ambidextrous tournament director for the Newport Bassmaster Kayak Series presented by Native Watercraft. We're using a PA system because we've got probably, I don't know, pushing 40, 45 people here at awards today in Cookson, Oklahoma. We were brought here this week by the Oklahoma Ozarks Tourism Council. We owe a huge, huge debt of gratitude to the entire community around here, especially Chief Jeff Wakachi and the United Katua Band of Indians. So appreciate the patience there. And so I'm from the South and I'm half illiterate, so I appreciate all of that. This week we had 127 men and women from 28 different states. I believe we had 9 from Mexico and 9 ladies fishing with us. And we appreciate the efforts Bassmaster is putting into the Bassmaster Her program. I went through earlier on one of our lives how you can access everything that you need on the Bassmaster website. There's a Bassmaster channel that you can click as well, and that'll bring up all the podcasts associated with each of the respective Bassmaster umbrellas, whether that be Zona and them or the Bassmaster Her, and hopefully potentially pretty soon you'll have a kayak one on there. So email everybody you know, tell them what you want. We'd love to listen to what you got and keep this thing growing. Everybody here is fishing for about 28 grand this weekend and 5 spots into the Bassmaster Kayak Series Championship. And from there, you'll be able to make the championship based off of your Dakota Lithium Angler of the Year points. We'll take the top 50 from there, and then the top 10% from each state's respective Bass Nation Championship. We uploaded, let me get that total real quick, 1,157 fish this weekend. For 137 anglers, that's a lot of fish. 1,137 fish on the Tourney X Management app was pretty phenomenal. So if you don't mind, I'd like to say a prayer for us. If you're not a prayerful person, just please have a moment of silence with us. Father, we thank you for our day. We thank you for our safety. We thank you for our nation and the men and women on the water this weekend. We thank you for the heritage that you put here on this earth many, 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 many years ago before we were here. And we thank you for the welcomeness that they give to us in the community. We have family and friends back home, Lord, that are hurting from losing family members. And we just ask that you hold them to you and continue to be with this service here today and everyone as they travel and get back home to our families. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, as I mentioned earlier, our title sponsor this year, as you can see, is the Newport Motors, and we're presented by Native Watercraft. So we're gonna go ahead and just get down to the money. That's why we're all here, and we'll go ahead and see what we do juggling these microphones for everybody. So big bass of this event was $500, and so that was a drum roll 21.25-inch tie between Russ Snyder's and Philip Backus, and Philip Backus had the tiebreaker with a 20.25. So Philip, come on up, buddy. All right, Philip, I'm gonna let you come over and talk to the little fuzzy microphone and talk about this fish. And Philip's from West Virginia. He catches big fish everywhere he goes, so we'll let you talk about your weekend.
Yeah, man, I caught it scoping with a minnow, so not too exciting there, but I pulled up on this waypoint with like 15 minutes left, 15, 20 minutes, made 2 casts, watched it come up and eat it, and knew it was big. I thought it was a catfish, honestly, when it bit because it pulled so hard, but I was pretty excited when seen it was a smallmouth. Didn't have a limit yesterday, or I had a much better finish.
So there's your biggest smallmouth, Brad. We were asking about that. Thank you, man. We appreciate you coming. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to call these next anglers up, and if you would, come to the stairs and just kind of make your way up to Mr. Brad here. All right, I'm going to call up Mike Elsey, Abby Avendanza, Dave Luaze. I told you I'd do it, Dave. I do it. Jake Luze, Dave Luze, Jake Angulus, Lance Burris, Hugh Rose, Ronnie Paper, Guillermo Gonzalez, all right, with 167 and 3/4 inches, taking home $800, Guillermo Gonzalez. Guillermo, we appreciate you coming. Looks like you're going to make another jump in the Angler of the Year race based off of what I know. A lot of people don't know because I can see these numbers before y'all do. I'll let you talk about your weekend and give anything that you need.
Oh goodness, I love coming to Tenkiller. This is slowly becoming one of my favorite lakes. I love coming to Oklahoma to fish in general, you know, and coming from Texas, that says a lot. But there's a lot of really cool fisheries here, and whenever I need a change of pace, I definitely love coming up here. And this week was no different. I had a blast all week. If I'm being honest, I never really felt like I had the big bite dialed, but nonetheless, I had a blast, and I can't thank the guys enough for bringing us here.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep.
I want to get a note of gratitude for Cody Prather and the Fishermen's Fellowship that travel with us across the country. We've got Matt Ball, Guillermo, who else are we talking about? Marty Hughes, Joe McElroy, Jackson Orr. They've all lended a hand in giving that fellowship leadership presence at every event so far. We're really grateful for that. So in 12th place with 166 and 3/4 inches, taking home $850, Hugh Rose. I guess you could say Hugh rose to the occasion, all right? So that's a cheap ugly, but all right, man, we'll let you talk about your week.
Well, I'm from Oklahoma, but this is the first time I've fished like Tenkiller, so I practiced for 3 days, and they seemed to get more finicky as the week went by. So I started throwing a Z-Man TRD on a free rig, and I was fishing about 10 or 12 foot, cost all smallmouths except a couple of largemouth. That's about it.
Thank you. All right, in 11th place with 167 and 1/4 inches, coming off a great Dale Hollow finish, $950, Jake Angulis. All right, Jake, we're going to let you talk about your week. Jake drove a long way, one of the furthest drives probably to get here from New Hampshire, so we'll let you step over here and talk to both of these and let everybody know how you did it.
Was definitely a long drive, but we got down and we practiced all week. We'd never been here. Traveled with Ryan and I down here from Connecticut, so made the drive a little bit easier, so we switched the whole time. But came down, we started in the rain, and we ended in the rain this morning. So water was coming up and then dropping throughout the week. Dialed in a pretty good bush bite, flipping bushes with a D-bomb in the morning. And then once that sun came up and that bite kind of faded away, I went offshore and put a minnow in my hand and started scoping them up per usual. So it was a good time. Interesting lake. It set up very interesting. We only had a few spots that we found that had fish, and I caught a fish in 3 foot and I caught one in 30 foot this week. So it was a good time.
Thank you. You got to appreciate the versatility of 3 foot with a minnow and 30 foot with a minnow. So, all right, in 10th place, we had a tie for 9th with 167 and 3/4 inches. So taking home $1,000 because he only had an 18-inch bass and he got beat by a 19-inch bass, Abby Abendanza. I got to throw these jabs in because I don't compete against them. Not that I compete anybody anyway, but I always like to get in what I can. So, Abby, we'll let you talk about your travels from Pennsylvania and what it took for you to do what you did here today to get in 10.
Thank you, Steve, for all you do. You know, I didn't get here till John and I came out here on Wednesday night. I only had a day and a half, really, day and 3/4 practice. And I had something figured out, but lucky guess, I caught them all on chatterbait. But I could not get a fish to hit a worm if my life depended on it. I don't know what was going on, but The only thing I get him to eat was a chatterbait. I think I didn't get my limit until with an hour left to go today. So it was a rough day for me today. I had 3 calls in the last 30 minutes. My last call was at 6 minutes ago and turned a 2.5-inch call. But it was so bad that I was throwing a jerk bait for about 20 minutes, and I don't ever throw jerk baits. That was my time out for myself to regroup and pick up the chatterbait and go to work again. And that's what I do. And I don't know why I quit doing it. So that was my time out for myself. But thanks again, Steve, and appreciate everything you do for us.
All right, taking home $1,100 with 167 3/4 inches and having that 19-inch for the tiebreaker, Lance Burris. All right, Lance, we'll let you talk about what it took to get you up here today. As I talk about you on the lives, I'm sure you never see Lance for the last 3 years, well, really first year when we started, but especially the last 2.5, almost 3 seasons. Lance is consistently in the top 20 in a lot of places. So speaks to versatility, speaks to doing your homework, speaks to having a good family that supports you to travel on the road like we all get to do. So I get to do my event. Thank you to the boss lady back home letting me get to do this for a living. So we're going to let Lance talk about his weekend and what it took to get you up here.
Yeah, so it didn't really have a great practice at all. I caught more fish on day 1 than I did all 3 days of being in practice. Ended up catching everything on buzzbait on the first day, and then today caught a couple on spinnerbait and finished everything else up with buzzbait.
Anybody want to think?
Yeah, family back home. I mean, I travel quite a bit for doing this, and wife and kids, they're missing me back home. But yeah, of course, all sponsors, Kissel Rods, Croc Gator, E-Factor spinnerbaits, those were my big key help this weekend. And of course, Eco Fishing Shop, they help quite a bit.
All right, thank you, Lance. Good to see you. All right, in 8th place with 168.5, taking home $1,200, Mike Elsey. Got the floor.
All right, so this is definitely an interesting place. First time here. It's a pretty cool lake. The conditions this week, as you all know, were pretty wild with the water coming up and the water going down. I was a little confused there for a while, but practice was okay. I found a couple different areas that I kind of wanted to bounce back and forth in during the tournament. Fortunately, the ramps were only about 12 to 13 minutes apart, so I was able to do that yesterday. I started in one area, got a small limit. I was getting a little frustrated with all the people, bass boaters, and it was just if the place fished small, so I was getting a little crowded, and so I took off and went to my second place yesterday, and ended up catching an 18 a quarter or whatever it was there at the end of the day. So that was kind of a good move. Today I just went back to where I started yesterday and just stuck it out all day, and basically caught all my fish this week just flipping bushes. I did have some topwater bait, some buzz bait fish going yesterday and throughout practice, but I don't know, for whatever reason, that just completely went away for me when it counted. So I just had to keep my head down and keep flipping bushes, and that's pretty much what I did all day, both days. So definitely want to thank Titan Tungsten for that, because I used a 3/8 ounce and a 1/2 ounce tungsten weight from them, and just punched a beaver or any sort of creature bait in those bushes. And as the sun got higher and the shadows changed, I had to go deeper in those bushes and get into the darkest, nastiest place I could find, and that's where those bigger fish were holding. So definitely want to thank Bassmasters and Steve for putting this event on and for everything that you do. Thank my sponsors. Got a great team that supports me with Yak Attack and Native Watercraft, B.A.S.S and Fitzgerald Rods,
fishing online, and schmack 'em tackle back home. So, and I've got some more that I haven't mentioned. They know who they are. So again, really appreciate the support, and without them, I wouldn't be able to do this. And last but not least, of course, got to thank my wonderful fiance Devin back home, and for supporting me on this and being my cheerleader. So it really means a lot. So thank you all. Thank you.
All right, in seventh place, taking home $1,300 with 169 inches, Dave Luze. We'll let you talk about what it took. I got to hear. I'll just let you tell the story. It's a good one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just got to get up here more than once a year, and you'll remember it, right?
Yep, that's it.
All right. I had a pretty good practice. I just ran a bunch of water, throwing a popper in and around every bush and everything I could find. If fish came up on a popper, I figured in the tournament they'd probably be there to flip or do whatever you had to do. It was easy to catch them in practice because it was cloudy, rainy. You know, topwater bite was pretty good. First day of the tournament yesterday, I had a shad spawn in about a 60-foot stretch of shore that I was fishing in the bushes, and just popper in between all the bushes, and had a good limit real quick by like 640, and then I couldn't catch another fish. I jumped off a 4 or 5 pounder in a random little pocket somewhere later in the day. Pretty much screwed my tournament at that point. But today I started up there. Shad spawn was gone. Caught like a 19.75 on a popping frog way back in the bushes where the shad should have been spawning, but they didn't show up. Had 4 when I left there. Switched ramps. Didn't know what to do. The sun got high. I went to a little stretch. I had some blow-ups in practice and just started flipping and just slowly upgraded all day. And that's about it. I want to thank wife and kids, 5 kids at home. Wife's great. Bassmaster, Steve, all the people behind the scenes, and God for, you know, letting us be able to do this. It's pretty awesome.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All right, taking home $1,500 with 169.25 inches of bass in 6th place, Ronnie Paper. All right, hopefully I pronounced that right, Paper. All right, thank you, I appreciate it. So we'll let you get up here and talk about your weekend, where you're from, and anybody you need to thank.
Oh, my weekend started just no pre-fishing, just went out Saturday morning. Started offshore, couldn't get anything going, so I went up shallow, flipping a jig around, got my limit pretty fast, and went back offshore. All the fish out there were small in my area, but it just happened that way. So I went back to the bank, finished out day 1. Day 2, I started on the bank and nothing was there. So I went offshore, flipping a jig on some brush piles in about 20 foot of water, and got my limit that way. And day ended pretty early for me, about 12 o'clock. Just no bites after that. So that's all my day was. Throwing I don't even know the brand of the jig, but a Fisher Dye Patriot on the back of it, and then a little bit of a 6XD here and there, but that's about it. So I just want to say thank you, Steve, for putting this on, coming here. It's awesome. Been able to fish a home lake, so yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll bring up Luke Arian, Ryan Nye, Christine Fisher, Micah Funderburg, and Stony Floyd. All right, we're going to try something new for our buddy Mark Cisneros. Whenever you 5 get done, don't walk off the stage. Just stand over there with Brad. That way we can get good photographs for him real quick, because we usually have to hurt everybody up. We're so excited, and you get to get out and get congratulations. So, all right, in 5th place, and these anglers now qualify for the Bassmaster Kayak Series that will be held in conjunction with the Bassmaster Classic next year in Tennessee. The Classic will be hosted in Knoxville, and we'll be fishing in some close proximity from there. So, all right, in 5th place, taking home $1,700 with 170.25 inches, Ryan Nye. get to do the hardware juggle.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Ryan. I'll let you talk and just talk about your experience here in Cookson, Oklahoma.
Yeah, so like Jake said, we're from Connecticut. Well, I'm from Connecticut. Traveled down together. We got here late Saturday, so we fished all week. We were on that lake pretty much from sunrise to sunset every single day. We'd never been here, so we just grinded, put in a ton of time. And I think the end of the week we had 4 spots, and there's 2 of us. So we shared a little bit of water, but found a good stretch. I caught all my fish today and most of my fish yesterday on a tube, northern thing. I don't know if you know what that is. Nobody throws them anymore. I ran out. You can't get them at the stores down here. I had 1 left today that I threw for the entire day. Good thing I only caught 5 fish. But yeah, it was a good week. It's a fun lake. It was a grind to catch them, but we found enough and got really lucky today. I think I caught my last one at like 12 o'clock or something, and I never caught another one. So 5 fish in the boat all day. It was tough, but I just got to thank Bassmaster for doing this. My wife at home, we have a 9-month-old daughter, and she holds down the fort the whole week and lets me travel all over the place and chase fish. So thanks to her, all my sponsors, Old Town, running an autopilot, just great boat, and everyone else that helps me out, and you guys for bringing us all over the place. And we'll see you at Champlain.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, in 4th place, we had a tie for 3rd, and that's the difference in the medallion trophy and the big blue trophy everybody loves. So this angler had a 19-inch fish, which was overpowered by a 20 1/4. So that means Stony Floyd taking home $2,500 lands in 4th place. All right, Stoney, I hope this means that you're still going to drive over and fish Tennessee with us, but congratulations. This man's been driving from Kansas all the way to Tennessee, our Tennessee Bass Nation Series, to try to qualify for our championship to make it into the Bassmaster one. And it's been good to have him around. I can't remember how many you fished, but I'm just going to let you talk about what it took to get you up here and what you got going on for the rest of the season.
I threw a crocodigator 1/4 ounce buzzbait all day yesterday. Started today with it. Had a really good topwater bite this morning. I probably caught 15, 20, 15-inch bass this morning. About 6:30, it just shut off. So I went and flipped bushes the rest of the day and with a Yamamoto Nuki bug, and that was about it.
Anybody want to thank back home?
Yeah, my wife. I got 3 kids, and they support me, and I appreciate that. Old Town, Crocodigator, E-Factor Lures, CNC Custom Baits. Yeah.
All right. Good job, man.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for what you do.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. All right, in 3rd place, winner of that tiebreaker with 170.5 inches, taking home $3,000, Micah Funderburg. All right, Micah, we'll let you get up here and get your hardware. Brad cut your toes with that shark check.
He wants to hold that heavy thing.
All right, man, we'll let you talk about what it took to get you up here, man. Thank you.
Well, I tried a bunch of different things. Yesterday, had some success with a wacky rig on some docks in the back of the creek when there's a shad spawn going in the morning, and today that wasn't happening. I had a point on that same creek that I was having some success with smallmouth with, so I kept going to that point both days, just back and forth, waiting for it to reload, and kept reloading with smallies. I only kept half of them pinned, unfortunately. Yeah, other than that, I was just bass fishing. I found a wobblehead bite at the end of the day, just fishing the old bank line. It's real slow, and got that 20 1/4 on the wobblehead. Caught a 17 when the media boat was there on the wobblehead, so that was pretty cool.
I mean, anybody you want to thank?
Thank my wife, Tasha. She's sitting over there. no sponsors or anything, but appreciate the event. Looking forward to more Midwest Central events in the future. I'm from Joplin, so it's like 2.5 hours from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first Bassmaster event.
Appreciate it, man. You nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Before I go any further, I'd like to again give a special thanks to our Oklahoma Ozarks Tourism Association and Gina Woods. You got to see on my social media all week. We were all posted up at the Terrapin Peak Bed, Breakfast, and Beyond with Greg and Gina. We had an absolutely great time. I can't speak enough to the pleasures that place brings. And I want to thank Brad Davis. He travels and helps with all these tournaments. John Fergus was here this week. We've always got Sassy Dan in the pocket somewhere, and Bethany and Phil at home judging. And, you know, that's a testament to what they do is when you guys are done, and I'm trying to rush you all here, they're going through everything, and they're checking all the fish look for discrepancies, and sometimes that happens. So we just want to bring up with $3,500 in second place, Luke Arian. All right, Luke, we'll let you talk about your weekend. I know you had a cheering squad here this week. Social media is always awesome to see your family chime in and all that. And we talked to this guy about tournaments in this area whenever we're doing our planning and stuff. He's always a big help, always a good KBN listen. So we look forward to hearing you talk about your week here.
Thank you very much. Had a pretty good weekend, honestly. I didn't go very long without catching fish. It's one of my favorite lakes in Oklahoma. It fishes really well. I caught all my fish on chatterbaits and jigs all day long. It didn't matter sun, rain, shine, anything. Just fishing the old bank, throwing jig, pig, and chatterbait, a little buzzbait here and there. It was phenomenal. It fishes really good when it's flooded. I know a lot of people struggle, but once you figure it out, it fishes really well. But yeah, I had a great time. Got to see everybody come to Oklahoma. It's kind of nice to see everyone come out here instead of me traveling everywhere else. So it was great, and we appreciate you guys coming out here and supporting Oklahoma and seeing what we have to offer.
Thank you, appreciate
you. Yep. Appreciate it.
All right, with 172 3/4 inches, our day 2 second place person is Christine Fisher, overall winner with $7,500 and the Big Blue Trophy and making it to the Bassmaster Kayak Series Championship. Woo! All right, I think, dude, you just set it down. We'll get pictures when we're done. First, all right, we'll let you talk about what it took to get you up here. You know, as we talked, it's probably your last event of the year due to your other boat schedule stuff. So congratulations on that, and we'll let you talk about what it took to get you here.
Wow. Take me a second here. This is my first Bassmaster win. I've got second, third, and fourth. I've never won a Bassmaster tournament, so this is pretty dang cool, first and foremost. Secondly, yes, I got to fish this lake for the championship last year. When I saw it on the schedule, I was really excited. I love this lake. This is such a beautiful part of the country, and the fishing is so good. I think we got in on Wednesday, and I fished all over the lake. I kind of focused on the mid-lake all the way down to the dam, and it seemed like everywhere I went, I mean, you know, as someone else said it was cloudy. They were chewing. The bite was so good. Wasn't fishing super hard, and it was just a lot of junk fishing everywhere, but I had a pretty good practice. I decided not to fish my best water for the tournament because I felt like, you know, there was always boats or kayaks all over it. So I actually decided this tournament, I only get 3. I had a really bad event at Del Hollow, so I needed to play it kind of safe, and I just wanted to try to get a top 30. So I actually ended up fishing what I consider my B water. And I got to the ramp on the first day, and there was only, I think, 3 or 4 people there. And I was like, oh boy, I made a huge mistake. And they all said they had a pretty tough practice. So I was a little nervous about that, but I basically locked a big swim bait in my hands all day until about 11, 12 o'clock, and then I loaded up, went down to a stretch of bank that I had some bigger bites on in practice down by the dam and did some flipping, made a couple pulls. And overall felt pretty good. I only lost one big fish, so I fished clean and was happy with it, and that's kind of what I was hoping to get. Today, it was a little different. I decided to just lock that swim bait in my hands all day. No flipping. I was going to try to go for the win, and that's what I did. And I actually had better bites today. If y'all want to see something really funny, you can go scroll through the Bassmaster photos and see a total meltdown that Mark Cisneros got to capture of a 5-pounder coming up and jumping, and then about 7 photos that he posted after of my facial expressions. So I thought, in the back of my head, I had just lost about a 19-inch smallmouth on a big swim bait about 10 minutes before that. So back to back, 2 giant fish, my biggest bites of the day. I lost, and I was in my head, I was like, well, it's not your time, it's not your time. And this is obviously probably not my time, but I'm gonna fish hard. And I can't believe that it was enough to do it. It was awesome.
Anybody you want to take back home?
Yes, I actually want to give a special shout out to Liam and Isabel. I know they're watching back home, and they sent me some good fishy vibes. So my best friend Austin's kids, I love you guys. My family, my pa, grandma, mom, and dad, I know you guys are watching too. Love you guys and miss you. The good Lord above, my goodness. I just felt, like I said, I made peace with just not winning this tournament in my mind, and he gave me a lot of mental fortitude for that. Gina with Oklahoma Ozarks Tourism, my goodness, thank you for everything. Thank you for bringing kayak events here. I hope that we get to come back. Steve-O, you're an amazing tournament director. You're one of my good friends, and just thank you and Bassmaster for giving us these opportunities. And I also want to thank Jeff Malott, sent me a picture of Roro at about noon when I was running to a Hail Mary dock, and it was her and a fishing rod, and it just gave me the extra motivation. I didn't coal, but I fished my heart out for her. So I just thank you and everybody here, all the anglers. You all make me fish better and want to be better, and I just love this community and just appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Good job. There's your champion. All right, as I mentioned earlier, this wraps up our 4th event of the Newport Bassmaster Kayak Series presented by Native Watercraft. We're coming to you next on Lake Champlain, all the way in Plattsburgh, New York, July 26th and 27th. So go ahead and get those honeydew points piled up, and we'll see y'all up there. We're looking forward to everything that they've got to give us up there. But once again, the Oklahoma Ozark Tourism Association, arguably one of the top destinations for fishing in the country because they support everything. And our gracious host, the Terrapin Peak Bed Breakfast and Beyond, I can't explain to you just how at home it felt. Sad I'm having to leave in the morning, but I know everybody else is too. But God bless you all. We appreciate you. Be safe getting back home, and we'll catch up with you soon. Thank you.